This is the Markiplier situation. Yeah, let's do this. I was being told about this yesterday, I think.
Hey,
My
Markiplier.
Mr. Gamer. PyroLive made a video on it. I'm kind of curious to see what is going
and so does
on.
most of YouTube. He's a
I have to say, Markiplier is by far one of the most influential YouTubers I have not personally known, right? But I have known, I've watched on YouTube. In fact, if it wasn't for Markiplier, I can honestly, earnestly say that a lot of my early YouTube career would not have been as heavily horror video game based. And in fact, for those who do not know, this particular VTuber channel started with horror games, with scary games, because I kind of wanted to insert a lovable sidekick, quirky little cute character into very terrifying and horrifying situations for horror games. Something which I promise you all we're gonna be getting back into eventually. But right now I'm just having a lot of fun with MOBAs. A lot of fun with Path of Exiles too. But yeah, no, it's definitely one of those things where I definitely want to get back into the scary games because I feel like a lot of people that used to watch that watch me really enjoyed the scary games because like a lot of my community, especially in the early days, used to tell me about how like they like to see the storyline of scary games, but they don't necessarily like to play through it themselves.
Hi, Markiplier.
And if it wasn't for Markiplier, I probably would not be. I probably would not have.
I love Markiplier, and so does most of YouTube. He is a cornerstone of the entire platform.
Absolutely.
He's basically one of the three trifecta. That being the father PewDiePie, the son Jacksepticeye, and the
MatPat. I think MatPat should be up here.
Holy Spirit, Markiplier. These three people basically made the foundations of playing horror games on YouTube. Now, on this
okay,
channel,
yeah, for that, yes, absolutely, 100%, 110%, yes. Yeah, no, 100%, yeah, no, I couldn't think of a better list. Yeah, no, for sure. No, yeah, PewDiePie with the amnesia, of course, yeah.
I never thought at any point in my life I'd be doing a video on Markiplier. I mean, what is there to talk about? The guy's wholesome. He has no issues whatsoever.
Francesco? No, what was it? No, it was Fabio. Fabio the Bucket.
The guy just chills, plays horror games. He's got this amazing Iron Lung film coming out very soon, hopefully. And on top of that as well, Markiplier, the guy's wholesome. He has no issues whatsoever. The guy just chills, plays horror games. He's got this amazing Iron Lung film coming out very soon.
Huh? Huh? Iron Lung, like the machine that breathes for
Hopefully.
you.
And on top of that as well, Markiplier has done a very good job staying out of any kind of drama. The guy, for the most part, has an entirely clean record. Because YouTube drama, as we know, can become a boxing match, or in some cases...
Let's be completely honest, though. Like, Markiplier is one of the very rare YouTube creators that, like, kind of did the whole good guy YouTuber thing that like most people sort of aspire to, I want to say, at least in theory. Or it's kind of like he just does his own thing, makes scary content for video games, and like takes care of his family. Like, bro was super into his family as well. I remember he talked about them or brought them up pretty often. Very relatable guy, very family body kind of dude, you know, very humble.
Cases a literal boxing match. And then when YouTubers do get into drama, they have a very hard time even apologizing for it, so that gets eternally memed on as well.
All aboard!
Stop. What
I
is
also
that,
want to say,
Mandela
if you want to
catalog?
meet me in person, I will be at the MegaCon Live event in Dublin from the 18th to the 19th of January.
Nice.
And then
That's
MegaCon
cool.
Live in London on the 25th and 26th of January.
Damn.
I'm doing a meet and greet both events. We'll be selling merch as well. Hopefully, I will see you there. Now, this drama around Markiplier, this Markiplier situation that's truly insane. Look, I'll be honest with you, right? Like, one-to-one, me and you. I absolutely despise putting the situation in titles. Do you not think I'm sick of it yet? The problem is, if you try anything else, it doesn't get any views. Putting the X situation is why is the equivalent of how old YouTubers would call something like the H3H3 rant or the Leafy rant, or YouTubers putting Vivo watermarks in the corner for some reason.
Or like like you making your own music video at home and then putting official in parentheses.
Made that point a lot in the past, but unfortunately, that is the meta now. So currently, I really wish it wasn't, but the Markiplier situation is in.
Yo, shout out to PyroLive though. Thanks for putting me on the game, bro. I'm about to start putting the Markiplier situation.
Insane, and it started on
This Markiplier situation is cray-cray.
Christmas Day, surprisingly, or to be fair, the more you read into it, unsurprisingly, from his subreddit. So gather round, everyone, while I tell a story. 'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house, not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that Mark Fishback, known as Markiplier, was there. The Redditors were nestled, all snug in their beds, while visions of upvotes danced in their heads. And Mama in her kerchief, and I in my
Damn, mama!
had just settled our brains for a long winter's nap. When out on the lawn, there arose such a clatter. I sprang from the bed to see what's the matter. Away to the window, I flew in a flash, tore open the shutters to see I was banned. And that's basically what happened to a lot of the moderators on Markiplier subreddit. They were just kicked off the team with basically no warning whatsoever. Now, originally, Markiplier got a lot of backlash for this because he gave absolutely no prior warning. He basically told people what happened after he already made the decision. Now, I've always had a very fickle opinion on subreddits. I mean,
I can agree that he probably should have given a little bit of heads up, a little bit of warning. Or at least sent like an email before it was officially pushed. I can see that. Yeah. Okay.
For example, my own subreddit, I have a very love-hate relationship with it. One in every 250,000 posts, there'll be a good one. The rest are either rage baiting or just complete garbage. An overhaul on the subreddit is definitely something that I'm looking at doing, so I was interested to see how Markiplier was looking to overhaul his own subreddit. Now, while the subreddit is obviously big and popular and is owned by Markiplier, he's not the one actually running it. It's basically a bunch of people that are fans, unpaid fans that are doing it for free. Now, again, for YouTuber subreddits, this is incredibly common. They're usually run by fans for fans. But without too much input from the creator, they can very, very quickly...
To be completely honest with you, is one of the main reasons why I haven't really gotten into making, like, even though I want to, I haven't really made my own subreddit, and even though I have made my own Discord, I don't really, like, besides going in there to make sure, like, the crazy stuff is not being posted, and then deleting them or banning them, like, I've pretty much been pretty, like, on top of it, but I already struggle to keep up with just my channel and the editing and everything I'm doing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is already enough on my plate. I know me. I know me. I've met me. I've known me for a long time. I know I'm not gonna, like, be able to commit to something like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? On a daily basis. I could barely get to everyone's comments on my own videos in a timely manner.
Quickly turn into the Wild West. But yeah, that was pretty much like everything.
I'm trying to get better
and
about
that's
that.
me as a woman. Okay, that's enough. That's enough. Now, Markiplier will pop his head out of the sand sometimes, you know, make a little announcement, maybe some kind of post or a comment. The fact remains that 99% of the subreddit is ran by fans. That is, until now. Now, when Markiplier removed these moderators, he did immediately replace them with new ones afterwards. But then it was actually on New Year's when he came out with a statement addressing why he did it in the first place. Now, the title of this post was a little bit, threatening, to say the least. Basically beginning with, Happy New Year, prepare to be purged. So this is him, by the way. This is him. This isn't like some random person. So apparently from what I gather, his intentions were very, like, good. He basically wanted to just remove people off the subreddit that were inactive, like inactive mods, which is fair. There's nothing wrong with that. But I think the way...
Okay, I get it. I get that, you know, it's 2025. You wanna revitalize some things.
Way that he went about it, it's scary. Scary is the right word to say. Because he comes across like you're being pulled into HR because you did too much trolling in the office. Happy New Year. Prepare to be purged. Shame. This subreddit has been sitting in the dark for too long. So I'm going to drag it into the light and start hitting it with a stick repeatedly and or severely. Respect Unus Arnus.
Hey.
Yeah, Unus Arnus was that channel that he had with Crank Plays, is it? His editor. They basically teamed up and did a channel. And then they had like
I watched a lot of compilation videos of Unosanus and didn't really watch Unosanus, I'll be completely honest, but I watched a lot of compilation videos on it.
A merch drop which just made trillions. You know what my wishes are? Respect the message or suffer 3-day, 7-day permanent ban. For those unaware, Unus Annus was a birth child between Markiplier and his editor Crank Gameplay, and it was
Hilarious. Craig gameplay was funny as all get out on that. Love their chemistry. What's the deal? What's with this respect Unosanus situation?
temporary channel. It was basically one upload every day for a year, and then they deleted the channel. And also, Markiplier has been very outspoken for people to not re-upload these videos. In his eyes, he sees it as a special art project, and by re-uploading an experience that you didn't view, you're kind of defeating the entire purpose. That, and he doesn't get a cut of the ad revenue. Members only.
Got it. Okay. Would that also count for, like, I guess, yeah, compilations?
What I said
makes sense now why I didn't, I've only seen it in compilations, actually. Because it only exists in compilations.
to the members stays with the members. 3-day, 7-day permanent ban. Now this one is like fairly obvious and pretty self-explanatory. Exclusive content.
Fair is fair. I totally respect the art. However, if it were me, and totally respect it, and he should be respected. If it were me, I think that I wouldn't understand. I feel like, what's the point of making art if nobody sees it? Kind of completely pointless at that point. I want to make art so I can share it with the world, and I want the world to share their art with me. And I feel that by doing this, we are expanding each other's inspirational horizons. And I think that only by doing that will humanity genuinely and truly grow closer and expand the possibilities. If cavemen stayed in their caves and only drew pictures of bulls, nobody would have taught nobody how to chuck a rock at like a saber-toothed tiger, you feel me? Like, art's been getting created in caves for years and generations. I feel like if somebody would have wanted to make the art and not shared it, they would have made it, they would have destroyed it, and it would have been forgotten to time. And to me, that is the saddest thing. I don't know why. And it's totally legit if you disagree with me. But that is the saddest thing to me. Can you imagine if we didn't have any of the art from the Roman Empire, from like old cave paintings? If we didn't have all the artwork of Pablo Picasso, Pablo Diego José Francisco de Paula Juana Nepomuceno María de los Remedios Cipriano de la Santísima Trinidad Ruiz y Picasso. Sorry, I messed up his name there for a second. My apologies, Picasso. I kind of messed up your name there. Yeah, no, if we didn't have his artwork, like, imagine where we'd be at, like, if it was all deleted. You know what I mean? Like, there's just, like, too much, like, and I'm just sort of saying Picasso because I know the name. But like, in general, I don't know. I don't like the idea of artwork just being lost to time. It's kind of sad in a way.
And for members needs to stay exclusive for members because that's a revenue stream that he's missing out on. And it's not allowed to be re-uploaded to the subreddit, which is, you know, fair enough. I mean, a good example here is a video that I reacted to. There was a clip of Tommy Innit and Jack Manifold talking about Dream, and that was taken from their Patreon. Someone yoinked it and put it on YouTube. I did react to it, but then I actually reached out to Jack and said, hey, can I actually watch this on stream? And he gave me, you know, full blessing. He then explains that he's bringing on a new set of moderators, and they're going to be doing what is called a purity test. I mean, I'll be honest, this sounds like the trials for the Hunger Games or something. And then saying that if they fail, they'll be met with an IRL permaban. Not a permaban off the subreddit, a real life permaban. Whatever that means.
Huh?
There'll be group efforts from time to time to support my projects or projects that I'm associated with. In these times, the subreddit will become a meme-filled mess. This is by design. Dude, he's talking like...
Members only. What I say to members stays with members. Period. 3-day, 7-day permaban. What is this, an NDA? No. No. I refuse. You're not gonna shut me up. What the frick? Nah, screw you. I have every single right to say what I want to say and speak when I want to speak and say the words that I want to freaking say. If that's gonna get me permanently banned, then screw your freaking membership and screw anybody that freaking agrees with that rule. I can totally see this if it's like a members only stream, a members only music video or something, a members only image or picture, sure. But like specifically your words, like if you give out an announcement, a message, like if like for example, and maybe I'm wrong. This is too short to like, you know, I'm making a lot of conclusions here and jumps in logic, leaps in logic here. But let's say Markiplier is like, yo guys, I'm gonna go and do a signing at XYZ place, and I'm not gonna announce this to non-members for 2 weeks. It's like, I'm sorry. Why the hell did you bring it up to your members if you didn't want it to get leaked? If you do not want something to get leaked, or you don't want information to get out, keep it in your freaking head. Shut your mouth. I don't like people. I don't like NDAs. I don't like people trying to silence people.
Like the guy from Hannibal, not Hannibal Lecter. Who's the detective in Hannibal? You know the show that all the women watch and they get really like horny over all the male characters because they murder people? What's his name? The guy that goes, "This is my design." Will Graham. That's it. Yeah, Will Graham. He's talking like Will Graham. I'll be bringing on new moderators to help enforce these rules, as well as reinforcing the most important rule on the list of rules. You know which one I mean. And if you don't, you will suffer the consequences of your ignorance. By reading these words, you agree to a purity test to determine if you are lying about knowing which rule is the most important rule. Failure of this purity test will result in an IRL permaban. An IRL permaban? So what, he's just gonna game end you?
Yeah, I gotta be completely honest, Markiplier, you're getting lost in the sauce. I don't know what's happening here. Like, I genuinely don't know what the hell's happening here. I say this in the most respectful way possible, Markiplier. Go touch some freaking grass, bro. You're on the internet too long. You've been on the internet for too much. Like, step away. This is not that bad. It's really not that bad. And if anything, I feel like I'm here being a Markiplier defender. Step away, bro, for a bit. You're getting way too lost in the sauce. Like, you're getting way too lost in the sauce with all that. You're getting way too serious. Like, you're taking, like, what is this? Like, what is this? This is too much. Stop. This is giving me like the homeboy that goes on the trip with you, but then busts out an itinerary. Like, what the hell is an what itinerary? Bro, I'm gonna do whatever the hell I feel like whenever the hell I feel like it. What do you mean itinerary? You mean my vacation is on a schedule? You mean I got a vacation on a schedule? Cause you like itineraries? Cause you like putting shit on paper? Like, no. If I feel like waking up late that day, I'm gonna wake up late. I'm gonna scratch my ball sack, and then I'm gonna go outside and breathe in a deep breath of fresh air. And then I'll figure out what the hell I'm gonna eat for breakfast. You feel me? Like, you're not about to tell me to wake up early. This is the vibe. Sorry, that's a whole different vibe. This is the vibe that I'm getting out of this. This is giving me like somebody who's just like taking shit too serious. Like, bruh, I'm here to relax. We're here for a good time, not for this. Like, what are you doing?
Now, the initial reaction to Mark seizing the subreddit...
But I'm not taking this away from him. He has every right. He has full rights to do this. And I fully support him trying to moderate his subreddit. But it just like he's coming off like a little too...
I was very
calm down, bro. You're coming on a little too strong with this. I don't get it. Why are you doing this?
To be fair,
What's this
in
about?
full support of the guy. But then there were a lot of people as well that also had a fair amount of criticisms.
No. He has every right. I fully support his decision to do this. But it seems like a little. It seems very like alright, bro. You're like, what is this? Like, it's a little too.
It was, straight up rude, almost bordering power hungry to be talking in such a way. I'll be honest. When I was going through the post,
I can't think of a better word for it because it's not that strong. But yeah, I could see it like halfway to that.
I thought he was like bordering on irony a little bit, or maybe on that day he just drank a little bit too much eggnog on Christmas. And some of the ways that these people reacted was just sad. Not sad as in like they're sad, but it's just sad all over. It really is. There was one guy who I read, and he basically was like crying that they had their mod perm access removed, and they cried to their child about it on Christmas Day.
I heard about this.
Mark, I spent multiple years as a moderator, in particular as the head mod. I can't express how disappointed it makes me that you didn't care enough to reach out. I sent you a message over a year ago, practically begging you to come into the mod Discord so you could at least give us heads up before you did things so that we could help. I have poured my blood, sweat, and tears into this place for 4 to 5 years. I believed in you and this community. Now I'm in tears on New Year's because of you. That is the worst thing I've read all year, and it's only the 2nd of January. I believed in you and this community. I really wish all the best for this place because I worked hard to be here for those that loved it. Maybe it'll get better and better. I don't know. Honestly, I don't think I'll be here to see the new version of this place. He's gonna game end himself. It's just that the way it's worded,
It really does sound bad. It really sounds more serious than I'm not gonna say more serious than it actually is, right? But to a certain degree, I'm not gonna not say that either. He really is writing this down like it seems almost like his game end letter. You get me? When it's like, bro, it's not that serious. Like you don't got a mod for Markiplier anymore. Like, was it a paid position? Nah, then what do you care, bro? Like, it's not gonna affect your life. But I also totally understand if I was like hardcore in a community for 4 or 5 years and suddenly, cause homeboy was like, nah, you out now. I would be pretty sad about it too. Like, it is douchey. It is sad. I don't know the whole, I don't know this guy. I don't know his life, but what I will say is I totally understand. I don't want to take away the way he feels, because it's legit. It's totally legit to feel betrayed. It's totally legit to feel shitty about this, because you've been a part of this community for 4 or 5 years, to just have it torn away from you like that. 100% shitty move. However, crying in front of your kid because you're not the mod of Markiplier, like you're not a Reddit mod, a free Reddit mod, like this doesn't like your kid's not gonna miss out on Christmas presents because you're not a Reddit mod for Markiplier anymore. You get me? Like it's just not something to cry over, especially not on New Year's and Christmas. Like be an adult, like be a dad. You can't be like the amount of times I've had to like hold back a tear in front of my siblings because like there'll be times where you're like you're just not like that's just not the situation. You just can't let them see you like that. For you to be crying over Markiplier subreddit like position, you get me? Like it's not that serious. You gotta chill, like relax. Like if Markiplier needs to touch some grass, like you definitely need to be touching grass. And if anything, if I'm being completely honest with you, brave little toaster, I feel like you being removed from this position might actually be a little bit good for you mentally, even though it sucks that it's happening to you, right? It sucks, but at the same time, just reading this message, bro, I think you kind of need to step away from it too, like a little bit, just a little bit.
I'll be able to see reason in all this, but for now, I'm gonna hug my son, who are idolized. Oh man, this is sad. This is sad. I'll try to mend the tatters of this. Dude, could you imagine, like, your parent comes in crying on New Year's Eve, and it's like, oh, Dad, what's wrong? Son, Markiplier kicked me off the subreddit.
Yeah, like, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, I feel like Sir needs to, like, step away from the computer. Needs to, like, come on, bro, you have a son. Like, you have a son. Like, that's a little bit more important than Markiplier subreddit. Like, I'm just saying, like, a positive outcome here would be all the time he spent on Markiplier subreddit to spend on his son. Instead of crying with his son on New Year's Eve. Don't, bro. Like, just stop. Like, get off it.
But imagine Markiplier making you cry on Christmas Day. There's also one Redditor that I missed that I would like to read out now, because this is, this is longer than probably...
I'm not going to say Markiplier is 100% in the correct at all, but I'm also not going to sit here and say, like, Markiplier just committed a crime against this man.
Harry Potter and
you
the
get what
Order
I'm
of the
saying?
Phoenix.
Welcome to number 12, headquarters of the Order of the Phoenix.
The Order of the what?
If it would take an essay, write the essay, give the speech, explain the process, open with that instead of starting where you start and then going on this mysterious defense where you allude to reasons you don't say. Trust me is the language of those who seek to mislead. Want to make something happen? Convince people. Openly tell them where the bounds are. I doubt I'm alone in saying I want to see your theory here. I want to see where you get the impression that personal management of an online forum by your name and the language language of discipline in use for a good community and good for the people within it. On the members' part, I can see that purpose, but I can't see why that purpose thereby applies to all information within a blanket policy like the obscures. A blanket policy like this obscures your own transparency. Now, if it were special content not to re-upload, perfect sense. If you had some form of information schedule where you said new announcements or developments would go to the members first and everyone else, say a couple weeks later, also perfect sense. Your solution doesn't follow your purpose here. You can really tell this is like the most Reddit response of all time, just using like kind of buzzwords and stuff. And I think like the problem is with a lot of Redditors, they think they have a lot more
it's not that he doesn't have a point at the very end, because most of it was kind of rubbish. But at the same time, it's not like it even having that point that doesn't you get what I'm saying? You have a point, but again, screw it. The guy doesn't want you to be his mod. Like, good riddance. Don't be his mod. Like, what do you mean? Like, on both sides. You get what I'm saying? I don't see I would not personally be making a big deal about it, but then again, I don't really care much for subreddits, right? Myself personally, I'm not like a super dedicated community member of a subreddit. But I just okay, I don't know. I guess I just don't live that lifestyle, so I wouldn't
solution doesn't follow your purpose here. You can really tell this is like the most Reddit response of all time, just using like kind of buzzwords and stuff. And I think like the problem is with a lot of Redditors, they think they have a lot more priority in the world than they actually do. Your point on group efforts is a cop-out, Mark. You and I both know. I like that bit, by the way. You and I both know. Like
he knows him privately.
Sat in the room with you, like you're on the same level.
Yeah, he's my boy. I've been knowing him for a minute.
Excuse me, sweetie. You're just a little Redditor. Markiplier is the man that screamed at Five Nights at Freddy's. You and I both know that if you push people to
you and him are not on the same level. No, but seriously, this is literally the perfect example of what I was saying, where people get way too damn parasocial with YouTubers. When it's like, bro, you don't know him, you don't know Markiplier, he's not nothing to you. You just the sub, you just on his Reddit. He's not affiliated with you. What are you talking about? He banned you from his subreddit. I screw him. That's it. That's the end of the story. He doesn't owe you anything. But you also don't owe him anything. You get what I'm saying?
Things, impressionable people will do them. And more authoritatively you couch that, the more it will happen. The less you explain it, the more people are literally following your instructions because they're instructions. And then when people question you like here, you respond in this combative manner to win the argument. It's precisely the approach I criticized, even without the sanction of punishment. Let me
the hell is all this coming from? The guy made one post. Did we read the same post?
With what I think is most central. The ends do not always justify the means. In fact, they seldom do. If you want authority, respect, and to act in a way people consider moral, it's not good enough to say that they have faith in you. And the end of your calculations, there is a good result. We know that results are inherently incalculable. For that reason, society developed heuristics we call procedure to prevent harm.
I gotta be completely honest. I don't the more of these I read, I was on the Redditor side, kind of yeah, that's very douchey of Markiplier to do that actually with no warning, The more I read, the more I'm like, it's good. Good. It's good you got kicked off. You need it. You actually, good. This is a good thing that happened.
Harm from happening along the way. Transparency is one of those procedural
values. In every single instance.
I come back to the top of what I said. As another commenter pointed out, you have
this person and the guy who cried in front of his kid. They if anything, I feel like Markiplier did them a good. I think he actually helped them out mentally. If I'm being completely honest, even though it was a very douchey thing to do in a very douchey way he approached it, I'm kind of starting to think that he might have actually done to some of these people an honest to goodness courtesy.
Have yet to address my criticism of your approach. You have told me instead to take on faith that you know what you're doing, whether or not you give a shit. I disagree with that approach. If it will take an
Sorry, did he tell you that, or did he make a video stating that?
Say,
right, really makes it really makes it seem like he was on a phone call with Markiplier.
A permanent notice. Explain your ethos of leadership and why that justifies your approach on managing this community and your projects. Put your principles front and center for everyone to see and engage.
Doggos are fighting over the bed now. Hey, No fighting babies. It's a big old bed. It's twice the size of either of you two. Share. It's my bed too. Why are you on my bed? Why feel free?
On that basis, and stop this combative language. People like me,
Why are they
want the
fighting
better
over my
for the
bed?
community as a whole.
Go to your
You can
beds.
own people with your quippy retorts, or you can actually respond and engage. You can't do both.
No.
Holy Reddit.
There couldn't have been a better response, I'll be completely honest. W response. Stop. I'm sorry, bro, but nah, you taking this too,
Own
like,
people with your quippy retorts.
Markiplier was a douche for doing it the way he did it, but you're taking this too damn far, bro. Like, you're taking this too
or you can
serious.
actually respond and engage.
It's not that
You can't do
serious,
both.
bro.
No.
All that for a drop of blood.
Holy Reddit. I like how he said no, and he basically God ratioed that person. Like, that they're on negative 200 updates, and he's on 280. Now, a lot of people thought that Markiplier was on a power trip. I think he is dabbling with a little bit of irony here, you know.
I mean, maybe, but I think Markiplier just, like, got a little too full of himself for, like, a second. I think he handled it really badly and tried to get like, oh, I'm gonna clean up my act and really make a change in my channel and my community and make a, you know, he kind of got in his own head a little bit of yeah. I think he kind of handled it badly, and he's kind of realizing like, okay, that was kind of douchey, kind of stupid way to handle that whole situation. Lesson learned. You know, we can kind of make an argument. Maybe he's not, maybe he will. Yeah, you, whatever your opinion is, I don't care. But when you start to react like this, I'm sorry, you can't expect people not to troll you. You're taking this way too damn serious. You're taking this way
in
too
his
damn
30s,
serious.
he's an old man. Let him have his fun. Because some people started to respond and basically just meme him saying, your mum. Ban this person for 10,000 years. Fair enough. And one of the funniest has probably been Markiplier's constant threats of basically straight
I mean, yeah, people are memeing on him because it's freaking like, yeah, it's kind of
up
ridiculous.
murder. Now, there's
A
obviously
little
been a
bit,
mix of people that have realized that he's doing a bit.
No, like for sure. Like the whole thing is pretty freaking ridiculous. I don't know why the hell he did it this way, and hopefully he sort of realizes how ridiculous it was. Maybe he talks
50-50,
about
right?
it.
Like,
And
he does want to clean the subreddit up. He wants to get rid of inactive mods.
I
Fair
get
enough.
it.
He's done it in a Markiplier way, is probably the best way to word this. A very Mark Fishback kind of way. The same
I can't say I do any better. I'm really bad about telling my community what I'm about to do, and I sort of just do it because I don't want to wait and like make an announcement and then make a big deal about it, and then in a week I finally roll it out. It's like, bro, if I could just make the change right now, I'm just gonna freaking make the change right now. So I get that.
Markiplier that would do a wholesome Draw My Life
Totally
years
get it.
ago. But obviously the way he's done it is quite bizarre. I think, again, it is like he is,
It's ridiculous.
you know, taking the piss a little bit. I don't think he actually thinks he's a god, but also he is a YouTuber, and YouTubers have had a history of like completely unchecked egos. But I think it's more like it's Christmas. He wanted to have some fun, but he also wanted to clean up the subreddit. So instead of doing a boring, clinical, stagnant post,
It's like when you pretend to get all serious about going to the gym on January, and then you just sort of, you know what I'm saying?
he just wanted to kind of mess around with people, but
Except
that did
this
have
is
the
a lot more
consequence
public.
of some people having their lives and hearts absolutely shattered, because some people, and it would not surprise me, made moderating the subreddit their entire life. Again, it kind of does play into that parasocial aspect again a little bit. Like, you know, you get people that like your content, but then you get people that like your content a lot, and they like you. They like you a little bit too much, maybe, to the point that they base their entire lives around you. I would definitely call that mental illness, or on the other hand, you could call it just being a Redditor. But yeah, honestly,
Nah, to be fair, bro, at that point, I feel like it's kind of healthy for you to get the hell away from it all. You really like you're not all there in the head at that point. Like you need to get off. You need to log off.
I'm going to take a page out of Markiplier's book, because I think right now I need to apply the same thing with my subreddit, because recently the only things I've seen are people that are threatening to kill me.
Fair. To be honest though, that's normally the average experience on a subreddit. To be completely honest though, like from what I've seen, it typically tends to be the standard experience. Really, I'll be honest. Great freaking video by PyroLive. Absolutely loved it. I'm glad. I was hearing all about it. My freaking community was telling me about this, and it sounded ridiculous. When they were explaining it to me, it didn't get any less ridiculous when I saw it. When I was talking about it on stream, I was very much on Markiplier's side, and while I'm definitely not on Markiplier's side now, I definitely feel like the way he handled it was very douchey. I can't say I still feel like he kind of did a lot of these people a favor. Now, seeing their responses, I kind of feel like this is a good thing for them. They need to log off and go live life a little bit. Like, come on, bro. Thanks for hanging out. Like or dislike, comment, and subscribe, and become a Monodachi today! I live stream all day, Monday through Friday, so go say hi! That's all for now, monos. Goodbye, and thanks for swinging by. Salut!